No More Tears by Gardiner Harris. Audiobook summary and review by Story Shots. A company does not need to admit guilt. It just needs better lawyers than the people it harmed. Introduction. Johnson & Johnson built an empire on trust. Parents worldwide reached for their baby powder without hesitation. But internal documents suggest the company knew for decades that their talc products contained asbestos, and they chose silence over safety. That is the thesis of No More Tears, The Dark Secrets of Johnson & Johnson by Gardiner Harris. This investigation reveals how one of America's most beloved brands allegedly prioritized profits over thousands of lives. The asbestos no one wanted to find. Talc and asbestos form together in the earth. You cannot mine one without risking contamination from the other. J&J knew this as early as the 1970s. Internal documents show company scientists repeatedly finding asbestos fibers in baby powder samples. When outside labs found contamination, J&J challenged their methods. When internal tests came back clean, those results entered the official record. When tests found asbestos, those results disappeared. Women developed ovarian cancer and mesothelioma after years of daily use. The company promised care, but allegedly never warned the parents sprinkling white powder onto their children. We knew that the product was contaminated. What we didn't know was how to tell the public without destroying the brand. But knowing contamination exists means nothing if you cannot prove where it came from. The documents that changed everything. J&J won most lawsuits for decades using a simple strategy. They argued talc itself was safe and demanded plaintiffs prove their cancer came from J&J's specific powder. They outspent everyone. Dying women faced a company worth hundreds of billions. Then the internal documents leaked. Memos from the 1970s showed executives discussing the asbestos problem. Meeting minutes revealed debates about whether to warn consumers. Juries saw the documents and were furious. Verdicts shifted from millions to billions. The science did not change. What changed was what the jury knew the company knew. The leaked evidence transformed impossible cases into billion-dollar judgments. The documents proved corporate knowledge, but they could not stop what came next. What bankruptcy cannot hide. In 2021, Johnson & Johnson executed a maneuver called a Texas two-step. They split their talc liabilities into a new subsidiary, then immediately filed that subsidiary for bankruptcy. The parent company, worth over $400 billion, continued selling baby shampoo and Band-Aids. The bankrupt subsidiary faced 38,000 lawsuits from cancer victims. Bankruptcy freezes lawsuits and forces mass settlement negotiations. Women who might have won tens of millions in jury trials were offered standardized payouts through bankruptcy proceedings. The subsidiary, created specifically to hold liabilities, claimed it could not afford jury verdicts, while the parent company reported record profits. A company does not need to admit guilt. It just needs better lawyers than the people it harmed. If this changed how you think about corporate accountability, someone in your life probably needs to hear it too. Final summary. This summary of No More Tears connects the contamination J&J allegedly hid, the legal machinery that protected them, and the financial engineering that shields them still. But Harris spent years uncovering the specific executives who saw asbestos reports, the marketing campaigns designed to expand baby powder use despite internal warnings, and the regulatory failures that enabled this for generations. The book also explores what this case means for every product you trust with your children and how companies weaponize bankruptcy against victims. We are putting together the full summary of No More Tears by Gardiner Harris right now, with a visual infographic and animated video. You can follow the book in the Story Shots app to get it the moment it is ready.